Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the conference. And I really enjoyed the keynote. My name is Xiaochen Zhang, and I'm the CEO of FinTech for Good, and also the Chief AI Officer of AI 2030. And of course, from this conversation, and we're going to focus on DePIN, and we have a very good speaker, and I'd like to just having Max to introduce himself. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Max Lee. I'm the founder and the CEO of ORT, a DAI project. And in the meanwhile, I'm a faculty member at Columbia University working with the electrical engineering department. And my research interests are AI and blockchain technology. So before I joined Columbia University, I've been working with the Qualcomm research with a focus on the 5G chip, the Snapdragon chip design. So that's my brief background.
Thank you. So before we dive deep into DePIN or DAI, and probably let's just dive deep into your own personal experience and as a university professor, and how did you start your organization, and then what is your blockchain story?
Very good question there. I really want to share this interesting story with all of you guys here. I joined Columbia back to 2016, and my research interests are blockchain and AI. And back to 2017, I'm teaching a class. I was teaching a class called reinforcement learning. It's one of the AI course in the AI sector, and I have the class final project. For all the students. They needed to use RL to train their RL agent, for some cool practical applications. And they have a big complaint, and they send the emails to the department and say, hey, that we have to rent GPUs from Google Cloud or Amazon, and it costs me like $1,000, $2,000 for the training, just for this particular course project. And $2,000 for students is a lot of money, right? So they complain to the department and say, can we get some credits from Google or from Amazon, or do we have some alternative solutions for this AI training? And of course, at that time, we have no solution. We just talk to Google and get some credits for the students. But this motivates me to start to think about, is there some way that we can give cheaper solutions, GPUs, for my students? And then I found out that maybe the decentralized GPUs or computing powers, right? So there could be a solution. We can use a blockchain technology or build some protocol to connect or integrate the idle or underutilized GPU powers around the world, and to help our students. So that's the motivation, and that's how we started the business. So.
Awesome. And I used to work at a company that we call customer obsession is the #1 leadership principle, and then guide all the decision making. And so for sure that if you start a business, naturally, there is someone you need to help, and then someone's money you need to help to save. And I think that is a really good motivation. And my second question is, you are a AI professor who is doing Web3 related projects, and in the past few years, and I have been approached many times, just really talking about AI and blockchain convergence, and then people actually, if Jim remember that in our conference, and we debated, and is that really a real topic? Or it's not real, and people just because AI is hot that Web3 folks want to be part of that. And so you are the AI experts who are in blockchain. So what is convergence? How AI can help blockchain? How blockchain can help AI?
Well, yeah, I've been asked by this question several times in the past. It's all about how these two can help each other, right? So I think the solution from my perspective is the AI, we can leverage the advantages from both stuff to resolve some key issues. So for example, maybe let me ask you this question for you guys. So what's the biggest problem in AI right now?
Trust.
It's about the trust. It's all about the trust, right? I saw, even my students, they work in many AI startups. I saw many, I'm also have my VC, we also invested in some AI projects. So lots of cool ideas, right? So, but one thing always in my mind, or when I decided to, if I want to invest in this AI project or something like that, I will ask that if this AI product comes out at the end of the day, should I, myself will be one of the user or clients of this product? And the most answers to these projects are no, because I don't trust this AI. For example, as given like this AI gonna access my personal data or get connected to my home Wi-Fi or connected to my TV or smart home devices or my phone, my computer. As long as I have this access, I don't feel safe. So I don't care about the money, how much I need to pay for this AI agent. That's not a big problem. It's all about the trust. But then how can we build the trust? Just like you want to make friends, right, with some unknown person. How can you make a trust? It's all about the transparency. That's why Elon say, this should be open AI, not closed AI, right? So ChatGPT is a closed AI. That's a thing. And also, you know that I'm 100% sure all of you guys are using ChatGPT, right? Or something alike. But at least for me, I just use it for some simple tasks, like say, write me an email, polish my article, whatever. My writings, but I will not, although it allows me to upload a document to ChatGPT and trying to be my personal assistant, but I will never do so. I will never upload my computer or my phone's information to ChatGPT, right? I know it's powerful and it's maybe capable of being my personal customized assistant, but I will not do that, right? So that's all about trust. And transparency is the key to the trust. But how can we, then the next question is like, how can we build the transparency, right? So I think there's a multiple approaches, all right? I will say decentralization is only one approach. This is something I want to claim. It's not the only approach. It's one of the approaches. For example, one approach could be very straightforward. The government gonna tell all the AI companies, just open your code, open your source, data source, open the whole procedure of your AI training, and open everything, right? But it's hard. But this is one approach, right? The government can do so. Make it like some regulations, right? Another way is decentralization. So that's where the Web3 comes. So can make some contribution. For example, for the whole AI development of full cycle, including data collection, data labeling, and the data storage, and model training, and the deployment. That's the full AI life cycle. So each stage can be helped or can be leveraging the blockchain technology to make it more transparent. For example, the data collection, right? We have no idea where ChatGPT or OpenAI acquired the data for their Sora or ChatGPT training. We have no idea, right? But we can have some platform, and this is one of the platform I'm building right now. It's like we can leverage blockchain technology to make the whole data collection and the labeling process be transparent, right? So something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and this I think is also probably is a common understanding amongst everyone in the room that, as what you mentioned, that trust is really the key challenge for AI in the long term, and of course that's at data level where that there are tons of issues need to be addressed to just bring the trust to the final users and as part of the compliance to the regulators, as the commitment to the customer and all that, and that probably is we can just move to the concept of the AI and this is one of again using blockchain blockchain or Web3 to just address some of the AI related challenge, and DAI is one of those use case. And what is DAI, and in your company, and then how do you just apply the DAI methodology to just address the problem that you discussed there?
All right. So DAI, decentralized AI, that's the full name, right? So in my opinion, I think it's like, what is a decentralized AI? It means like, so the whole AI lifecycle, development AI lifecycle, including data collection, data labeling, data storage, pre-processing, and model training, and the deployment. The whole lifecycle should be implemented in a decentralized way to guarantee the transparency and trustworthy. So that is my definition about the decentralized AI, right? And I think the blockchain is playing very critical role in the sense that it can be record the whole process, right, and upload it into the blockchain. Blockchain is nothing but just a decentralized ledger. It just keep bookkeeping stuff, right? So make sure that every single step, every single data you're collected and use for this AI is transparent, is not manipulatable, right? So if something goes wrong, you can trace back, and you can see who made this bad stuff, right? Who should be responsible for this, right? But now if everything is closed, you have no idea who's going to be take the responsibility for the problem, right?
Yeah, and we talked about your current customer base and all that. You have a solid customer base, and we all know that to bring the Web 2 to Web 3 is not easy. And where that's what are the main incentive for enterprise, no matter big or small, to just take a DAI and then to just address their data-related challenge and enter into AI world?
That's a very good question. So, the project I'm working on, we are 3 years old right now, and so we have a few thousands, I think almost 20,000 small, medium customers, and also some big enterprise customers as well. So when we gave the product to this company to say, hey, for example, this is the data collection platform. You can use our platform to collect the data for your AI agent or AI training, or this is a AI solution or data storage solution can give you much cheaper and decentralized storage solution with a privacy guaranteed, right? Something like that. So, but then the key is again. So I think when Web 2 people start to use Web 3 products, I think there's 3 key barriers. The first is they don't understand what Web 3 is, right? And also, when you mention about any crypto-related things, they are super careful about that, because there's lots of compliance issues, legal issues. This enterprise customer, they don't even want to get involved in that, right? So that's their first concern. And so the education curve is usually a big curve, right? And the second is about the benefits. So what benefits you can give to them by using Web3 products, like a decentralized AI? Privacy or cost savings or something else. So they need to measure the benefits in terms of they want to do the migration, they want to acquire some new products, and then they can save that much, like a 20%, 10%. Each company, they come from different angles. For small companies, they mostly care about the cost. We told them that if you use this decentralized storage solution or storage, we can save you up to 60% compared with Amazon S3. And for these small companies, they're happy with that. But for big companies, they said, no, this is not, we don't care about this saving, because I have tons of data. I don't want to even do any migration, right? That's risky process. So, but if you, for big companies, you say this is like in the future, this in the coming years, not that far, right? So the explainable AI, reliable AI, trustworthy AI, transparent AI, so that is something we should work on. And this is uptrending, right? So even not now, but that's in the next 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. And these big enterprise, they will be responsible or taking some leading roles to along this avenue, right? About like trustworthy AI or open AI or something like that. So different customers, they come with a different from different angles. So that's the second, and the third is about regulations. Compliance regulations. And decentralized AI, I will say, is a very good example, by when we talk about the combination or the convergence of Web3 and AI. But I would say, to be honest, there's a tons of regulation and the compliance concerns and the issues there. Because, yeah, that's pretty cool that you can collect the data from all over the world, by leveraging the blockchain and the crypto technologies, right? Our platform can collect the data from China, from Indonesia, from African countries, and it's simple. People contribute data, they got their token reward or something like that. And all the data collection process is on the blockchain, and it's transparent, no one can manipulate it. That's very good part. But the bad part is like each country, they have their data compliance and regulations. For example, China, European countries, United States, right? So, and you're not be capable of doing resolve all these compliance issues with every single country in the world. That's the big challenge. But we don't have a good solution yet, but we're trying to exploring the possibilities there.
Yeah, you actually identified quite a few opportunities for other startup ideas, and for several companies that I'm involved in, and definitely are those who are addressing that. I'm happy to share after that. And I will ask you the last question, and then while that's from the audience, you can prepare what question that you have for him. And since this session is about decentralized computing and DePIN, and so probably you can help us to understand that the relationship between your DAI application with the decentralized computing, and what does the future look like?
Well, yeah, I really want to share some of my opinions on decentralized computing, because I know there's quite a few projects there, right? So like IO.net, Akash, and BitTensor, and quite a few. So I would say that decentralized computing is the infra for decentralized AI, right? Because decentralized AI, as I said, one stage is like for AI training, model training, and you can use decentralized computing infrastructure, right? But my big concern is that but I think this question is not only for the decentralized computing. I can share my story about decentralized storage as well. So my first concern is like that. So what's the narrative of a decentralized computing? So everyone can easily access to the computing powers around the world. So that's their narrative. But think about that. If that is true, so who would be the guy get the most benefit from that? So the terrorist, right? The terrorist. So they are very easy, for now, of course, they are not easy to get GPUs or whatever from NVIDIA for their own research, right? But now if you give them this platform, it's anonymous. They don't need to even do any KYC or something like that. I don't think any terrorist can rent a GPU power from Amazon or Google, right? Because they need to do KYC. They need to use their credit card. They need to use lots of information for their company. But now, if you give them, this is crypto, and this is a blockchain, this is anonymous, so you don't need to do the KYC. You can rent computing power, GPUs around the world to do whatever you want. So they are the guy who feels most happy, right? So that's my big concern. And this is, and you know that Ord, my company basically, we launched decentralized storage solutions early last year. The product name called Ord Storage. So with, Ord Storage is, I would say, is one of the first decentralized storage solution with comparable performance with Amazon S3. And so guess what? We are still dealing with such issues. Our whole domain, ortech.com, our company domain, got restricted and banned by Google. Because, but this is a sweet problem for us. Because many people, they upload, malicious websites and phishing websites, informations, really bad information into this storage because they cannot do so by using Google Cloud or AWS S3. And then Google detect all these contents, and they all comes from our product. And they just ban our product, and the problem is like even internal email, I send email to my colleagues, the email all goes to the spam folders. And our communication with everyone all goes to the spam folders. And we can even not communicate. And everyone who want to visit our company's product or even the website, they will see the pop-up like the high risky, blah, 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 blah. It kills our business. And the new clients, they come to us and say, when they visit our website, they say, oh, this is a high risky website. Is that right? So it's cute, and we talk to Google a lot of times, and still we're in a conversation with Google, see how we can resolve this issue. But from Google's perspective, unless you switch back to a centralized solution, you can monitor, you can filter the content, you can remove the content, you can fully control the content, and then we will unrestrict your website or whatever. But that's not work. That's not working because otherwise that means we're going to go back to all the centralized solution, right? So the decentralized storage, we suffer a lot from this. We're still trying to find out the solution with Google, but decentralized compute, I would say, something going to happen the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that's for the cloud company I worked at, we always talk about shared responsibility, and then there are things that's what you as a storage provider are not supposed to do, and in the future sensor and all that, partly. So if you use already decentralized computing, and then now that's you're just implementing sensor, that's just against the. So yeah, I think in general in this, and as any new business model or new technology, new solution, and then there will be a lot of interesting new emerging issues, and no matter it's at the regulatory level or the industry common practice, or is from the business model, how that's just really create a new problem even for the customers, and then those things definitely need to be addressed. For the whole DePIN or decentralized computing can just continue to grow and then to just play a role in the future. With that, I'd like to open the floor, and so anyone who have any question? If not, that I just go back to my question. Okay, yeah.
With DePIN in general, one thing that I always hear from customers of ours, we actually do memory efficient zero knowledge proofs, is how do you do verifiability? Like how do you know you're paying for the GPU that you say you are? And a lot of people think about TEs or ZKP or FHE for this type of thing. From your opinion, what do you think about verifiability for DePIN, and what do you think the future is, especially in the terms of AI? Like how do you know you're paying for the GPU that you say you are, GPU identification and things like that?
Okay. So basically, you're asking that the reliability of these GPUs, right, in the DePIN network. That's a very good question. And actually, as I said, back to 2017, I started this idea about building the decentralized GPUs or decentralized computing network. And the biggest issue is about the reliability. That's why, that's another key barrier for all these decentralized computing projects when they talk to their potential clients. Because from a client's perspective, yeah, you can tell me your selling point is like, if I use a decentralized GPU, it's cheaper, it's way cheaper, right? That's always the biggest selling point. But from a client's perspective, my biggest concern is about the reliability. I do care about the cost, but compared to reliability, that is always has the high priority, because I don't want to like train my agent for 1 week and then suddenly it goes blackout, right? So yeah, so far I don't think we have a perfect solution for that. Because for decentralized GPU, it's the community, they contribute their GPU all over the world. And we, as I said, we don't sign any SLA with them, right? So we don't do KYC, and if there is some problem, we cannot book a flight ticket to their home and say, hey, you know, that's you need to pay for it, right? You made a lot of damage or make a lot of loss. So that's the key problem. So maybe we are trying to, I think the only solution for that is from technology perspective. We need to develop more advanced technology like a backup, auto backup or something like that, right? So to resolve this issue, rather than like we sign a SLA with the vendor, with the GPU vendor, that's not possible.
Yeah, that's also the reason why that's for, decentralized computing. Naturally, that's there are very limited use case where that's you can use, and then because, for example, for availability, and are you looking for if it is like a 5.9, not 10.9 availability is needed? Naturally, you cannot just use that, and then you really can only use that for very specific use cases where that's availability is not an issue, reliability is not a big issue, where that you can really benefit from the cost saving and all that. Anyone else? Yes.
Hey, Max Joshua with Red Bear Ventures. Curious, as you're entering a new or creating a new compute layer, entering the market with compute. Curious about your thoughts on the middleware layer. If you think it's necessary for scaling, on-chain inference, et cetera, or if you think that in increasing utilization rates of compute, or do you think at the general purpose layer that you'll just scale or use your utilization rates? Like, I'm just curious about how you think about integrating middleware versus just scaling throughput for your GPUs on or cloud directly.
Well, yeah, so you're asking about the scalability, right? So I would say that when we talk about scalability, I think this is always the key feature for the decentralized network compared with the centralized network, right? So when we compare these two. So decentralized network always has a much better scalability because all contributors, they come from the community rather than like just several key vendors, right? But of course, when we do this scale, lots of things we need to resolve, and you just mentioned like middleware or something. That's one thing. Of course, we need to develop lots of things on that layer, right, to guarantee the security and the efficiency and the reliability. So that's the key metric or key concept we should keep in mind when we do the scaling. Otherwise, lots of things gonna happen.
Yeah, and that is like, we have electricity, right? And then some, if you have critical workload, you need your own generator. And where that's in general, that generator normally doesn't use or not be used. But if there is power out, and then you can just get it back. Similar thing for the decentralized computing or the middleware, where that I think one function middleware can really play is really play that generator function, where that's you can, if the system doesn't have any problem, where that's you can. But if there's a problem, and then such a solution and can really just potentially provide an alternative, and then make sure that those use cases are being supported, and.
Yeah, just let me add on one thing about like I think in academia, the key challenge, one of the key challenges and also active research topic is about the resource allocation. So you know that in networking science, there's lots of resource allocation algorithms, to achieve the best utilities of the whole network. But now, because we are talking about the decentralization, right? So how can we do the resource allocation in a decentralized way? It means like you don't have a central server or something to run the algorithm and to maximize the utilities of the whole network, right? Or your objective functions. So that's a, but you have to optimize the whole network using the decentralized algorithm to allocate the resource, the whole network resource. Then lots of things gonna come, like a Nash equilibrium, game theory, and lots of things gonna, I mean the mathematical tools we can use. So that's still a very active research topic right now. It's a pretty challenge.
Thank you, Max. And our time is out. And so I would like to have a round of applause for my great speaker. And thank you very much.
Thank you.